This one technique will do more for your spiritual walk than going to gurus, reading books, spending countless hours in meditation, and it'll completely transform your psychological, emotional, and spiritual walk. I had a job that was very stressful, and I would go into the job prepared. I'd say, I don't want to get stressed out. I'm taxing myself, exhausting myself, worry, fear, all the emotions. And so I'd spend hours listening to Eckhart Tolle. I would read books. I'd meditate. I would visualize before I went to work, just seeing myself as relaxed. And it's amazing. The moment I got to work, that slowly started to erode as I was surrounded with this negative energy level. And it's like no matter how hard I worked, I always couldn't seem to maintain that same state of peace that I was able to maintain when the pressures weren't so overwhelming or the energy force wasn't so negative. And it's really easy to be spiritual when things are going your way, life is smooth. Ram Dass said, if you want to really test your spirituality, spend 2 weeks living with your parents. And that's what happens. In life, we slip into two zones. One zone is consciousness, where we're highly aware, we're at peace, and we have a sense of tranquility. We feel good internally. Then there's the second zone where we slip into unconsciousness, unobserved mind, unobserved ego. And our actions and our thoughts and our internal and external world becomes robotic and automatic. And that can be stressful, fearful, worried. And that is what ends up happening is the duality of living a spiritual life is the battle of these two worlds, the clashing of these two worlds. So how do we stay in the world that is, we're at peace, despite what is going on, what is surrounding us? Well, it's like learning to run a marathon. First you start running a mile, then you run 2 miles, the next week, and then, next month you might run 5 miles. And it's a slow, steady progression. What trips most people up is they want instant results. I want to be like Eckhart Tolle now. I want to have, not be affected by my environment. Well, that's not going to work. It's steady, consistent progress that it's even better if you could chart it or document it. Over the long haul leads to phenomenal transformational changes. Eckhart Tolle, one of his talks, he said, so someone brought him a catalog of all these spiritual courses. And they said, Eckhart, will you please look through these courses and tell me which ones you think I should take? And they're, hundreds, thousands of dollars if you take a lot of courses. And he looked at him and he handed the catalog back to the person and he said, you will get more out of life by focusing on your breath than you will if you took all of these courses. And one of the most key things in our spiritual walk is awareness. Just being aware. And the breath is a great anchor to bring us back to awareness. So I've added 2 other things to the breath. Energy. So you're focusing on your breath, and you're constantly reminding yourself, am I breathing? Am I breathing deeply? Is my breathing shallow? And just observing. And then just changing your breath really alters your consciousness. And it just makes you more present. The next thing is energy. That's something that we don't really monitor. But what is my energy like? Is my energy fearful? Is my energy... Just think of it like a car. The RPMs in a car, the tachometer. Is my energy in the red zone? Is it in the middle? Is it in the green zone? And then when you start focusing on your energy, you can make shifts in it. Not with, oh, I can't, I'm in the red zone, I need to change that. Not with that, but with just observe. Oh, I'm in the red zone. What's behind that? Oh, I'm worried, whether this person will like me. Or I'm worried whether I get this job, or I'm stuck in traffic and I'm in a state of resistance, or I'm in a state of fear, I'm in a state of worry. And you start these negative emotions that drive us unconsciously, subconsciously, you bring them to the surface and they lose the power. It's kind of like turning on the light when you come home, and if the light going on exposes the cockroaches and they scurry for cover. And so it's the same thing. So you have breath is the first thing, and you just, okay, how's my breath? And you just do a check. You do a checkup. And you could do a checkup frequently. Do a checkup, every 10, 15 minutes. And then the last thing is now. B.E.N. B-E.N. So breath, energy, and now. Am I living in the now? Am I thinking about something in the past? Am I projecting myself into the future? Or am I present? Waiting in line. Am I present? Am I observing what's going on and being in the now? Or is my mind... Okay, so I'm in the now. And the funny thing is this is something that it seems so easy to do, but it's so challenging to master. And that's what's exciting, is to challenge yourself to master this process. B.E.N. And just make B.E.N. your new best friend. Okay, B.E.N., where are we at now? Okay, breath. Okay, I'm breathing. Energy. How's my energy? Well, my energy's pretty good. Now, am I living in the now? Oh no, I was thinking about something in the future, worrying about something in the past. And when you first start this practice, if you remember 3 times a day to do this check, and even if it only lasts 10, 15 seconds each time, where you're able to stay in the state, man, that's excellent progress. If you remember it once, twice a day, that's still excellent progress. Remember consistency. There are times where I'm constantly in a state of, oh, my breath. I completely forgot about my breath, and I got caught up in autopilot. And then you just go back. B.E.N. Breath, energy. Now. Yes, I'm there. And then 2 minutes later, you'll be out of it. And that's okay, and you don't beat yourself up about it. And you just, later in that day, you do another B.E.N. check. And what you start finding is that the whole shift, it's a shift in consciousness, and we have been conditioned to live in the mind, and to live fear-based, and to worry about things, and to effort, and to control, and to struggle, and that's very exhausting. It's taxing on our spirit, and so we resort to television, alcohol, and all these distractions to medicate, because we're like a car that's always running in the red zone, and it needs a break. What you start finding is that circumstances no longer have this overwhelming cloud that hangs over you, or this effect, or this power over who you are. Because if you're breathing, if you're doing an energy check, where's my energy at? If you're in the now, you find, oh, like all these, like these puppet strings that used to pull and I used to be reactionary to people, or to resist circumstances, or be fearful. They start losing its power without efforting and trying to be more spiritual. You're shifting from here to here, the spirit, and that is becoming the foundation in which you live your life, in which your actions and decisions are generated from. And it's a phenomenal experience, because it's like right action unfolds. You meet the right people. You encounter the right circumstances. It's the difference again between rowing to Hawaii and sailing to Hawaii. We want to row, and you'll catch yourself all throughout the day trying to row and struggle and effort. Or you could just glide and go with the breeze and go with the wind, and allow the current to help you. Thank you for your comments and all your support, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. B.E.N., remember, every day, as much as you can, do a B.E.N check.